Good morning, everybody. Marcia from Kansas, Missouri. And it's Papa time. Hope everybody had a good Valentine's Day. I gave it. My husband just walked through. Anyway, hope everybody had a good Valentine's Day yesterday. Gave you a little break. I've been busy uh, with my Valentine's Day yesterday, so I let you guys have a good time with Valentine's Day with your significant other family. So I'm gonna start with the prayer, and we'll get on. And today I'll be reading chapter 31 in Genesis. So if you want to follow along with me, please go ahead and follow along, or just listen and comment in where you're from, so I know what part of the world you're listening, watching, and the way you're speaking with the Lord when you tell him where you're from. Say your comments that you want. Dear Heavenly Father, help me to be able to speak over the washing machine today and the birds in the background. Help me to get your message from the Word out to other people so they can hear it and be able to understand it maybe even better than me, because I know I need your help to get the meaning out of what I read. I ask these things in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. Okay. I have you on a tripod today. That way I don't have to worry about not being able to see, even though the top of my head's chopped. See if I can't fix that real quick. Up just a little bit. There you go. Now you see it. Okay. Okay. Let's find out where I'm at. This one is called Mature Innocence. Kids are cute, except when they are throwing a tantrum in public. I've been through that. I had three. Had to go through that almost every time we went out. Fighting with their siblings or making silly gestures to the people in the car beside them. Never noticed that, but it's possible. Of course, we don't expect children to act appropriate in all situations. They're still growing and learning. It would, however, seem absurd. I know what the word is, I just can't say it. Absurd. Absurd if we saw an adult sit down on the floor in the supermarket in protest, or wailing loudly that they didn't want to go home. We expect adults to think and act with maturity as they have developed their understanding and respect for others, along with virtues such as self-control. And there are some adults out there that don't have that, but all we can do is pray for them. Paul's expectation of the Church of Corinth was that they would handle difficult situations, especially relationships with other Christians, maturity. But there is an exception. Paul hoped that the church would be as innocent as infants in matters of evil. We should be very careful to stay away from evil thoughts and actions and ensure that we grow in the things of God. Sorry about the washing machine. Do not be children in your thinking, yet if in evil be infants, but in your thinking be mature. 1 Corinthians 14:20. Can you think of a situation that you might come across today that you will need to approach with maturity? Think about it. Be encouraged that you are growing each day in the understanding of God and His Word. Be confident as you apply this understanding to your life. Okay? Genesis chapter 31 is what I will read today, what we're going to try to see what's going on. The Lord commands Jacob to return to Canaan, and he departs separately. Laban, I hope I pronounced it right, or Laban, pursues him. They resolve their differences and make a covenant of peace. And Laban blesses his descendants, and he and Jacob part company. And he heard the words of Laban's son, saying, Jacob hath taken away all that was our father's, and of that which was our father's hath he gotten all his glory. And Jacob beheld the countenance of Laban, and behold, it was not toward him as before. And the Lord said unto Jacob, Return unto the land of thy fathers and thy kindred, and I will be with thee. And Jacob sent and called Rachel and Leah to the field unto his flock. And he said unto them, I see your father's conscience. Figured out how to pronounce that word. Conscience. I see your father's conscience, and is not toward me as before, but the God of my fathers hath been with me. And ye know that with all my power I will serve your father. And your father hath deceived me and changed my wages 10 times. But God suffered him not to hurt me. And he said thus, the speckled shall be thy wages. Then all the cattle bear speckled. And if he said thus, the ringstalker shall be thy heir, then bear all the cattle ringstalker. Thus God hath taken away the cattle of your father, and given him to me. And it came to pass at the time that the cattle conceived, that I lifted up my eyes, saw in the dream, and behold, the rams which leaped upon the cattle were ringstrop, speckled, and grizzled. And the angel of God spake unto me in a dream, saying, Jacob. And I said, Here I am. And he said, Lift up now thine eyes and see. All the rams which leap upon the cattle are ringstopped, speckled, and grizzled. For I have seen all that Laban doth unto thee. And I, the God of Bethel, where thou anointest the pillar, and where thou vowest the vow unto me. Now arise, get thee out of this land, and return unto the land of the kindred. And Rachel and Lehi answered and said unto him, Is there yet any portion of inheritance for us in our father's house? And we are not counted on him strangers, for he hath sold us, and hath quite devoured also our money. For all the riches which God hath taken from our father, that is ours and our children's. Now then, whatsoever God hath said unto thee, do. Then Jacob rose up and set his sons and his wife upon camels. And he carried away all the cattle and all the goods which he had gotten, the cattle of his getting, which he had gotten, and Padan Aram, for to go to Isaac his father in the land of Canaan. And Laban went to share his sheep, and Rachel had stolen the images that were her fathers. And Jacob stowed away awareness of Laban in Syrian. In that he told him not that he fled. So he fled with all that he had, and he rose up and passed over the river and set his face toward the mount of Gilead. 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 And it was told Laban on the third day that Jacob was fled. And he took his brethren with him and pursued after him 7 days' journey, and they overtook him in the mount Gilead. And God came to Laban in the Syrian in the dream that by night, and said unto him, Take heed that thou speak not to Jacob either good or bad. I guess not to talk to him at all. That's what I get out of that. Then Laban overtook Jacob. Now Jacob had pitched his tent in the mount, and Laban with his brethren pitched in the mount of Gilead. And Laban said to Jacob, What hast thou done, that thou hast stolen away awareness to me, and carried away my daughter as captives, taken in the sword with the sword? Wherefore didst thou flee away secretly, and steal away from me, and didst not tell me, that I might have sent them thee away with mirth, and with songs, with tabret, and with harp, and has not suffered me to kiss my sons and my daughters, that has not done foolishly in so doing? It is in the power of my hand to do not you hurt. Okay. It is the power of my hand to do you hurt. But the God of the Father spake to me yesterday night, saying, Take thou heed that thou speak not to Jacob either good or bad. Like, keep your mouth shut. Whatever. And now, though thou wouldest needs be gone, because thou sore longest after their father's house, yet wherefore hast thou stolen my gods? And Jacob answered and said to Laban, Because I was afraid, for I said, Peradventure thou wouldest take by force my daughters from me. With whomsoever thou findest thy gods, let him not live, before our brethren discern unto what is thine with me, and take it to thee. For Jacob knew all that Rachel was stolen them. And Laban went into Jacob's tent, and into Leah's tent, and into the two maidservants' tents. But he found them not. Then went he to Laban's tent, and entered into Rachel's tent. Now Rachel had taken the images, and put them in the camel's furniture, and set upon them. And Laban searched all the tent, but found them not. And he said to her father, Let it not displease my lord, that I cannot rise up before thee, for the custom of women is upon me. And he searched, but found not the images. And Jacob was wroth and child with Laban. And Jacob answered and said to Laban, What is my trespass? What is my sin, that thou hast so hotly pursued after me, whereas thou hast searched all my stuff? What hast thou found of all the household stuff? Set it here before my brethren and thy brethren, that they may judge betwixt us both. This 20 years have I been with thee, thy ewes and thy she goats have not cast their young, and the rams of the flock have not eaten. That which was torn of beasts I brought unto not unto thee. I bear the loss of it. Of my hand didst thou require it, whether stolen by day or stolen by night. Thus I was in the day, the drought consumed me, and the frost by night, and my sleep departed from mine eyes. Thus have I been 20 years in thy house. I served thee 14 years for thy 2 daughters, and 6 years for thy cattle, and thou hast changed my wages 10 times. Except the Lord of my father and God of Abraham, and the fear of Isaac had been with me, surely thou hadst sent me away not empty. God had seen mine affliction and the labors of my hands, and rebuked thee yesternight. And Laban answered and said unto Jacob, These daughters are my daughters, and these children are my children, and these cattle are my cattle, and all that thou hast seen is mine. And what can I do this day unto these my daughters, or unto their children which they have borne? Now therefore come thou, let us make a covenant, I and thou, and let it be for a witness between me and thee. And Jacob took a stone and set it up to the pillar. And Jacob said unto his brethren, Gather stones. And they took stones and made a heap, and they did eat upon there upon the heap. And Laban called it Jegar Sahadutha. Jegar Sahadutha. I hope I said that right. And Jacob called it Galeed. And Laban said, This heap is a witness between me and thee this day. Therefore was the name of it called Galeed. And Mizpah, for he said, The Lord watched between me and thee, when we are absent one from another. If thou shalt afflict my daughters, or I shall take over wives beside my daughters, no man is with us. See, God is witness betwixt me and thee. And Laban then said unto Jacob, Behold this heap, behold this pillar, which I have cast betwixt me and thee. This heap of witness be witness, and this pillar be witness, that I will not pass over the heap to thee, and that thou shalt not pass over the heap and this pillar unto me for harm. And God of Abraham, and God of Nahor, the God of their father, judged betwixt us. And Jacob swore by the fear of his father Isaac. Then Jacob offered sacrifice upon the mount, and called his brethren to eat bread. And they did eat bread, and tarried all night in the mount. And early in the morning Laban rose up, and kissed his sons and his daughters, and blessed them. And Laban departed, and returned unto his place. And tomorrow I'll be reading Genesis 32, and it says, Jacob sees angels. He asks God to preserve him from Esau, for whom he prepares presents. He wrestles all night with the messenger of God, and Jacob's name is changed to Israel, and he sees God face to face. And that's what we'll be looking forward to hearing tomorrow as I do my Bible study tomorrow. I don't know who's watching. I see 2 people are in here. I appreciate you. I don't know. who it is, but maybe one day I will. I appreciate you anyway. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for listening. And I know God appreciates you as well. God loves you, and so do I. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Ta ta.